Get your fucking ass up and work. It seems like nobody wants to work these days.
Another club, clean, next place.
Wouldn't you like to know, weather boy?
I actually did it myself. Yeah. Nice.
I mean, let me ask the audience.
Wabam.
Okay.
We're here.
We're queer, or I'm queer. Well, you're queer.
I'm kind of queer.
Half queer.
Half queer.
Yeah.
I'm like fake though, because I'm in a heterosexual relationship.
Hey, y'all. Hey.
That was good.
Thanks. I practiced that in front of my mirror.
How are we today?
Yeah, how are we? I'm doing well. As you can see, things have changed a little bit. I'm gonna give you a couple guesses. Like, what do you think? What do you think happened? What do you think happened?
I don't know.
I think something changed visually on the two of us.
Something has changed outside of us.
Something has changed within me.
Something is not the same.
What did you do?
I got my hair done.
That's right.
What did you do?
I started Ozempic, so that's probably what you're noticing. It's the Ozempic face that's definitely starting to protrude and definitely started to age me.
Episode 8 of a podcast and you're...
Yeah, definitely just already showing it's not cute.
Hollywood is rough.
Also got some new clothes. Oh, what else? I did also do my brows. That's why I asked.
Inspirational.
I got an eyebrow piercing, but I think that was last episode too. Oh, I got my hair done as well. Yeah, I did.
Looks so good.
Thank you. No, she did such an amazing job. Like, it's not even funny. Like, she took like pictures afterwards, and I was like, I can't stop looking at these. It's not that I was shocked. Like, I knew her abilities going into it. But just seeing that level of like hair care or whatever, like, done on me, I was like, whoa, I've never had that done to me before.
No, yeah.
Last time I had my hair done, it was done by Redacted at my apartment, and she or they fucked my hair up so bad that they like bleached it super unevenly, and then it faded to green. It ended up fading fine. Like it ended up turning out like kind of like as it was growing out, it was like kind of like ombre blonde, and it was cute, but in the moment it was not cute. So I wanted to actually do it appropriate and professionally this time, and turned out really well, I have to say. So it's like a calico kind of platinum, silver and pink and purple moment in a mullet style. And I'm so in love with it. Like, I just love it so much. So yeah, I love it.
And I think I can speak for all of us when I say we love it.
Thank you.
But I also so heavily relate to where I am so I'm just so happy I no longer look like a bad, morally ambiguous cartoon character with that fucking yellow hair and 2-inch root line. So I appreciate the fact that nobody cyberbullied me in the comments about it. Speaking of, I want to segue. Please, nobody. I didn't even write this down. This is just like hot off the press after I got dressed today.
Okay.
I am not getting taller. These pants are getting shorter, not smaller. They fit really well. I love how they fit. They're crawling up my leg. And not in a way you can look at. Let me debunk here.
Okay.
You can look at that it's frayed on the bottom.
Yeah.
There's no sign in any sort of washing, or there's no remnants anywhere that it's like coming undone. There's no like strings. There's no like, there's nothing. It's just like I feel like every time I put them on after washing them, which they're jeans, I guess I'll come clean and say, like, I don't wash my jeans every single time I wear them. I, like, wear them. Like,
yeah.
But also, I stray that line because I don't wash it every single time, but I only wash them, like, or I only wear them, like, 2 or 3 times, and I'm like, okay, I need to wash them. So it's not like I let them go that long. So that to say, they're, like, semi-regularly washed. And I feel like every time I've been washing them, I've, like, not been wearing these as much because I feel like every time I wash them and then wear them again, they're just, like, crawling up my leg. They're soon going to be capris.
Like, are they, like, rolling up or something?
No,
like,
they are just simply manifesting higher. Like,
oh.
everything about the cut of them, like, they're not getting tighter. They're not getting, like... the frays aren't, like, coming undone. It's not, like, tattering more.
Yeah.
It's just, and they're not, like, they still fit. So, that to say, please don't bully me for the fact that my pants are, I mean, as you probably noticed in other episodes, I'm also, like, I'm tall, kinda. I'm 5'8", so clothes, pants often, like... don't go all the way down, as you can probably see when I'm just wearing normal pants and they're, like, riding up.
Yeah.
These ones are just a little excessive, so I had to point it out before somebody cyberbullied me in the comments.
Yeah, if we have any seamstresses or seamstribros in the comments, can you explain what's happening from a physical standpoint? Because we're both, there's question marks floating above our heads right now because
like Animal Crossing confused sound. So yeah. Anyway, so the only other thing I have written down for my weekly debrief is that I've been listening to a lot more music lately.
Ooh, give us a breakdown. What's been on the playlist?
It's really just been
because I have thoughts.
2 bands, McFly and Busted.
Okay. Haven't heard of either of those.
I can't remember if I've ever brought up McFly before. I very easily could because I definitely went through a phase of them, but I don't remember them being on my Apple. Anyway, you know, Busted, like, year 3000.
That's them? I thought that was Jonas Brothers.
Well, the Jonas Brothers also did a cover.
That's a cover?
And if this is how you're finding out too.
So Busted was the original?
Yes.
When did that come out?
Like early 2000s. And then the Jonas Brothers covered it.
But they popularized it? Because that's how I know that song is Jonas Brothers.
Yes, with an eye roll. I'll concede that they probably popularized it, but I would say they popularized it here where Busted and that song was very, they're British boy bands. Like, these are British, like, pop punk, early 2000s.
I'm curious
bandy
now.
bros.
Yeah.
So I would say year 3000 was pretty big when it came out and in its thingy.
Oh.
But what year did it come out?
2002.
Yeah. So.
Gotcha. And then the Jonas Brother version came out
2008?
I can't 2006.
Ooh, so close.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
oh my god, the more you fucking know, because
I wanted to put that, like, I just have been listening.
That's such a piece of trivia. That's such a random piece of trivia.
And another thing that's funny, if there's another thing that's funny that's like when it goes, it had outsold Kelly Clarkson. I took a trip to that part.
Yeah.
And Busted, it says, it had outsold Michael Jackson. They had really, in 2002, they really.
Oh.
So that's funny. There's also, I'm like fuzzy on the actual 1 for 1, but then there's another part where they talk about floating around in the bubble, and in the Busted version, they're talking about women with 3 boobs. But they obviously changed that lyric for the Jonas Brothers version.
Right.
Yeah, the more you know for sure. Busted, or Year 3000 is originally a Busted song.
Wow.
And yeah, so that's my debrief / fun fact for the intro.
Okay.
I also have a little media spotlight, which is just going in to say you should listen to McFly specifically. I mean, you should listen to both of them, McFly or Busted. I'm more biased towards McFly. I had a little phase of them because, I mean, they're a British... I say boy band. They are a boy band. They call themselves a boy band, but they're like a band because they play instruments.
Like a rock band.
But they play like pop punk, like pop.
Okay.
Pop punk, surf rock, pop, emo pop is what I called it.
That sounds like an Amazon listing. Sounds like a Temu listing.
So, but yeah, I found them through One Direction in the sense of, I don't even know at this point. I don't even remember, but like birds of a feather flock together. Because
all roads lead to One Direction. Truly.
Exactly.
Wow.
So yeah, go listen to them.
Shout
Go
out.
listen to the Busted version of Year 3000 too.
I will be doing that because now I'm curious on the differences.
Yeah.
Just like
and mark the differences. So
yeah, that's your homework.
yeah.
Yapyarders, Yaplins.
Yaplins. See, doesn't it just feel
It
good?
rolls off the tongue a little bit better than Yapyarders.
Yeah.
So, fun. Wow, those are good picks.
Yeah.
I guess my media, I haven't been really listening to anything super different. Oh, I guess this isn't super out of the realm of craziness for me, but Mariah Carey is releasing the 20th anniversary of the Emancipation of Mimi, which has songs like We Belong Together and Shake It Off and Don't Forget About Us, which this is weird. This is going to sound crazy, but I remember like listening to those songs on the radio when they were like coming out. Like I remember 2005, like 2006.
When you were 6?
Yeah, I do. I know that sounds kind of crazy.
No, I remember bits and pieces from like being in kindergarten. And
I
stuff.
mostly remember music from that era.
That's valid.
That has stuck with me the most, especially like that kind of music, especially Mariah Carey. And so it's just crazy to think that it's been 20 years since that album has released because I love that album so much. So she's kind of like releasing kind of like, there's going to be a 20th year anniversary album drop in May. But like before that, she's releasing like remixes that are coming out soon. And there's a Kate Renata remix of Don't Forget About Us, which is really good. That I listened to today when I was taking a shower. And what other media? Oh, there's a British girl band called Booty Love that I've been like fucking with heavy, and it's like just really like party fun music.
Go off, Booty Love.
No, literally. And like whatever.
Is it like LUV?
Yeah, Booty LUV.
How did I just know that?
I don't know.
I just
kind of impressive.
intuitively.
Yeah, everyone needs to listen to them. Their music gets me like super pumped, and I just want to like go.
What
clubbing.
genre would you call them?
Electropop, dance,
that.
like just very much like 2007 club vibes. Like, yeah. They're also just amazing singers too, which is like a great add-on. So I guess that can be my media of the week is that album. I think it's just called Booty Love. Whatever their debut album is. So
Love that.
Yeah. And then that's it for music. I don't have any other media in terms of like what I've been watching. I haven't been watching a lot lately, sadly.
I don't watch much either. Oh, I can say one thing. I didn't write this down, but I can say one thing. Me and Taylor, my boyfriend, started the Dropout new Dimension 20 series that's basically 4 WWE wrestlers playing a campaign based on wrestling.
Oh my
And
god.
they're just like playing. It's so
Is it
funny.
good?
It's pretty good. We watched the first episode and it's very good.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's really funny. We also just watched a show called I believe it was the season premiere of another Dropout show called Game Changer, which is like basically a game show where the show is always different and they're just playing like silly little goofy little game show-esque like games based on improv comedy, which it's really good. But this one was like a mind fuck where So it's like and it's like 3 people each time, but it's like different 3 people each time. It's not like the same people. It's like the same host every time, but like 3 different players every time.
Yeah.
And so these 3 people basically had to like, they got an assignment a year ago, and they had like this list of things that they had to do in like a year's time to then film the episode that like just aired.
Oh.
Like, and so like a bunch of random stuff, like create an outfit for this episode, like like one of the things was like find the coolest thing off of eBay for free, like the coolest thing you could find off of eBay for free. Homeboy rolled up with 2 jet skis he
For
found
free?
and had the listing, like had everything, where it was just like somebody's like, oh, this locker, and this is obviously this is happening in LA. I won't say obviously, this is being filmed in LA, so it's like somebody in some beach storage unit was like, hey, we need to get rid of everything in here,
Just
like
take them?
yeah.
Okay.
So the other dude 2 jet skis, and then the other dude got a freaking like motorbike for free. It's like, where are people? No, actually, okay, I'm gonna go off on a tangent because it's just so funny, but you should watch this episode. This dude found a motorbike for free because he found the listing. Again, they had the like screenshotted proof of like the listing of the eBay, or it was eBay or Craigslist, I can't remember, but just like
Right.
the like listing of like, it's just like a free item. And it was, so then again, this man Jacob was one of the contestants, showed up with like the screenshots of having this like 45-minute long conversation with the person getting rid of this bike, because it's like an expecting mother getting rid of her husband's bike because they're about to have a baby and she just thinks it's too dangerous.
Real.
And
That's actually so iconic of her.
So yeah,
She's just like, take it. Like, he's not going to need it.
Exactly.
Wow.
So it was a very good episode.
Yeah.
And I highly recommend Game Changer and Dimension 20 and just Dropout content in general. So that'll be another little visual media. We did music, but like,
yeah, always
to watch.
Dropout. Always Dropout. Watch Dungeons and Drag Queens.
Yes.
Which I haven't seen, but
I've seen the first few episodes of the first season. I need to catch up and like watch the second season too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we should have a watch. Ooh, that would be a fun watch party too.
Yeah. So first thing I want to talk about is, and this might take up the entirety of my fucking time because it's going to be a long one. We need to stop using artificial intelligence, especially in social media circles. Because why? What prompted this, and what prompted me to like put this on our like master list on Google Docs is I was watching Facebook, an Instagram reel on Facebook, which I will also talk about because that also pisses me off. But I was on Facebook watching an Instagram reel, and I was like, this person was like reviewing a food truck, which seems like the most innocuous, like benign thing ever. Like, how can AI be involved in a person who needs to eat food? Like, eating food is the most human experience ever. Like, how could AI be involved in that? You would think. One would think and imagine. The entire video, I didn't see a single human being the entire time. It's except for like whoever was working in the food truck. The entire like captions and the voice that was generated was AI. It was like a taco truck. It was like a local-ish taco truck. Like, I think it was like in Portland or something. And I was like, ooh, it looks good. And it like, I immediately recognized it as AI generated, which pissed me off even more. Because I was like, why? Like,
right?
you went out of your way to like go up and film, because it was obviously a person recording. Like, it wasn't like a, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't a robot that went up and drove to wherever they went to and like parked their car. That was a human being that like got their phone out, recorded the food truck, recorded their food, talked about their food. Probably, well, I don't know, probably didn't write the script. But human intelligence was involved in some way, shape, or form. But as soon as the editing process came to be. Like, that's when the AI took over, obviously. Because, yeah, why did they then use AI to, like, generate the voice to talk about the food that they were eating? And that just, like, really irked me and rubbed me the wrong way. Because I was like, you couldn't have done that. Like, you obviously liked the food. Why couldn't you talk about it? Like, I would much rather hear what you have to say than what an AI, like, app that you somehow programmed. Like, you probably didn't program the app, but you, like, signed up for an app that, like, did this for you, whatever. Which is also something that I've seen is, like, ads on YouTube and, like, sponsorships from, like, YouTube creators that I've seen. It's like, oh, like, this AI service, you can, like, start your own YouTube channel, and, like, this, they will, like, it'll do all the work for you. It'll, like, do all the narration and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, what are we becoming?
Soulless.
That's a perfect word for it, because especially in the example of, like, food reviewing, is, like, that's such a human experience. Why are you taking the only thing that I need out of it from a human being? Like, that is just so soulless. And it's just so brain dead and so gross, and it, like, really irks me and pisses me off and annoys me to no end. And it's not just food reviewing. It's like, it's in every Instagram reel. It especially runs rampant on Instagram. I mean, it's on TikTok, obviously, but I feel like I see more human generated content on TikTok, because maybe that's just my algorithm is more specified because I spend more time on TikTok. But on Instagram reels and on Facebook, it is just AI. Like, it's like 75% AI generated content and AI narration, and it's just like, it's like dead internet theory come to life. Like, an AI, like, content creation is just dead internet theory in a nutshell, and that's just giving more credence to dead internet theory. And it, like, actually kind of scares me, because I'm like, who is making these videos? Is it literally just bots that are, like, putting them all together and, like, splicing these clips and, like, yeah.
No, I feel that. I hate AI so much, just, like, in nearly every facet that it's used and, like, permeated. Like, it makes my skin crawl to think that there are people out there that, like, use ChatGPT as, like, Google, and use ChatGPT as, like, that use ChatGPT, period. Like, there are, like, but what about this? I'm sure there's something that you could point out that I'd be like, okay, I don't care that much about that one instance, but in a blanketed way, it's insane. And I'm like, you just really think through, and I've probably said this before, because this is, like, I kind of had this light bulb, like, a while ago, and it's just, like, anytime the conversation of AI comes up, is just the forefront of my brain that, like, AI is designed to help us think less.
Yeah, that's the whole point. That's literally the whole point.
And it's a very harrowing idea when you then think about what that means just for human nature, for humanity, for what society will look like in 50 years from now, 100 years from now, if we are designed and are utilizing things that don't make us not have to think. That, like, we are just, as a society, going to be stupider, and that's what a lot of people want, and it's just really and it's just so icky, and it's so, like, I just don't really have a better way to put or articulate the fact that, like, it's something that's, I won't even say sole purpose, because there are utilities for it. There are things. The, like, main adage that you see, the main meme that you see going around is that, like, oh, I want AI to help me wash my dishes and do my laundry so I can be creative, not be creative for me. Like, whatever that is. I agree with that. That's true. If you can make AI, like, take all the rudimentary, not even all, because, again, it doesn't need to be like that. You need to know how to wash your dishes. You need to know how to do your laundry. But if it was being targeted towards those things, then I probably wouldn't be as impassioned about the fact that, like, it's so disgusting, but it's being presented in ways and, like, utilized the most in the areas where humanity belongs, like where people and human interaction belong in those scenarios, and AI is creeping into those places
Yep.
that it doesn't need to be. So like, yeah, I hate it, not AI, the concept of AI. I hate AI the way it's utilized and being used, and the way it's being engineered to take away humanity from situations that need it. They don't need robots in those scenarios. There's some scenarios where, yeah, go put a robot there, but like, they don't need to be everywhere.
Yeah, no, they don't need to be everywhere. And the other thing that's like really scary is that there is little to no regulation surrounding the use and implementation of AI in just like different fields, especially in education, which is kind of scary. Like the whole meme of like ChatGPT is getting degrees for people, like that's like, I feel like that's sadly too real. And like education itself is already under attack from so many different, especially, I mean, at least here in the United States, just because of fucking Department of Education like not being a thing anymore, and like the Trump administration being a piece of shit, and like not, you know, we all know what's going on. But like, then to compound on top of that, like students using AI generative services or whatever to just like do their stuff for them, just lends to this idea of like, yeah, that like just the concept of like, that's your job as a human being to exercise your brain muscles that way. Because like, what does that say about the future of the education system just in general, and like the future of careers in general? Like honestly, that's what the Trump administration wants, probably, is like they already want us to be dumber, you know? That's probably why there's little to no regulation.
That's what I'm saying, is that there's people out there that like want that, and
Yeah.
are like that are actively vying for that. We're like, yeah, me and Taylor have had this conversation of like, there's something nefarious going on, and there's no reason to give the higher powers the benefit of the doubt that they're not doing it on purpose. Because you can grasp at straws. You can be like, well, it's just technology. It's like we were going to move forward anyway. It's progress. It's progress. There's other ways that you can use. There's other ways you can develop and engineer and innovate these kinds of technologies and these kinds of things. And the fact that they've gone so heavy-handed into creative spaces, into human spaces, humanity needing spaces, is telling. They're not trying to make your lives better with this technology. They're not trying to make your lives easier with this technology. They're trying to rid the need for people with this technology,
so they can ultimately pay people less.
Exactly.
That's pretty much kind of what it boils down
and
to.
if
for
people
so many
think
people.
less, they're gonna organize less. If people think less, they're gonna want less. They're gonna want more stuff. They're gonna want more. And the people that have the power to give you stuff, everything that you want, as long as you give them your money. It's like this symbiotic relationship that is already formed, but they're trying to solidify in the need of, if you're not thinking about anything, you're just going to keep giving them money.
Yeah.
So
No, it's like, just, I think Facebook has been doing this and has been leading the charge. And I use Facebook as an example just because it's something that I experience a lot. And I don't know what they put into their algorithm that like, and I hope I'm not alone here, but I downloaded Facebook because, I mean, I've had a Facebook for a really long time, but like deleted it because fuck Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, but re-downloaded it because I needed to sell my laptop. And like Facebook Marketplace, for all of Facebook's fuckery, I still kind of fuck with Facebook Marketplace. Like eBay's fine, but like I don't want to go through the whole rigmarole of like going and figuring out the shipping costs and like having to like weigh my item, going to the post office and all of that. Like if I can just find someone in the area, and not a whole lot of people use Craigslist anymore. Like to my knowledge, people are on Facebook. That's just the reality of the situation. Anyway, so I use Facebook Marketplace sparingly, especially when I need to sell something. So when I'm trying to sell my laptop, my old laptop, I download it because that's just what I have to do. And so when I'm just on Facebook, scrolling through Facebook Marketplace, Facebook's so sinisterly smart in the sense that they know how to like grab your attention like no fucking other. And so now I'm like scrolling through my feed, and now I'm like, oh, Instagram Reels are like embedded into the UI. And so I'm like, oh, let me start scrolling through Instagram Reels. But it's not like my Instagram Reel algorithm. It's like my Facebook Instagram Reel algorithm, which is different. So I get different Instagram Reels than what I would actually get on Instagram Reels. So when I'm scrolling through my Facebook Instagram Reels, I'm just getting like the most brain rot content of like people. And this isn't AI content. This is just like actual, I guess, people creating content. But like maybe
It just sucks.
it's just bad content, but it's still getting like interaction. And this just goes to my second point of how I hate Facebook in the way that they somehow keep getting my attention. Like, I don't know how to break this curse because I keep deleting the app and I somehow keep re-downloading it. Like, I literally had this moment today where I opened my Facebook, or like open my social tab on my social folder on my phone, and I was like, why is Facebook there? Like, I literally thought I deleted it. Like, I literally thought I got rid of this. And so that like thought crossed my mind, and then like I try to be like present in those moments because I'm like, okay, what do I think about that right now? Like, how do I counteract this so it doesn't happen again? But just they put like something into their app icon or something that just like hypnotizes me, because I can't get away. Like, I can't look away from Facebook as an app.
That's so crazy.
It is crazy because I'll be scrolling through their Instagram Reels, and it's just like it's like a cooking video, but it's like the worst. It's like a pot or like a wok of oil, and like someone throwing in like a beaten egg and like dry noodles and mixing it around, and then like that's all the video. And that's it. That's literally
That's
it.
not a cooking video. That's just a shit post.
Like, and that's just shit posts. It's literally just shit posts for interaction, and like I can't stop. Like, maybe it's just my rudimentary like beta brain, but like I can't stop. Like, even if I'm like, this is so stupid,
Interact with them?
no, I just watch them, and I'm like literally like drool's like dripping from my mouth, and I'm like. And I can be thinking like, oh, this is so fucking stupid. Like, why am I here? Like, and all the comments are like, this is so goddamn stupid. This is so fucking, like, what are you doing? Like, people are like falling for the bait.
Yeah.
You know.
They're falling, yeah.
But like, I'm trying to be like, what's going on? Like, knowing it's a shit post, but being like, I can't look away. Like, it's that bad of a train wreck. But then the next video, and then the next video, and then it's like some Zach D Productions video of like those like not claymation, but like those like
stop motion.
like 3D animated people.
Yeah. I feel that maybe you need to do a detox.
Let's
like,
go back to our first episode of like, I'm getting rid of my fucking iPhone. Like, I can't do it.
I totally understand what you're saying, because like I said, I'll have moments where like I get on an app to do something, and then suddenly it's like an hour later and I'm like, oh, I did the thing that I meant to do. Sometimes, oh no, I didn't even do the thing I meant to do, but like usually it's like, oh, I did the thing, but I didn't intend to like just scroll. What am I doing here?
Yeah.
I have those moments. There's something I just like inherently disconnect with from like, I can't, like I said, I know they exist on TikTok too, but we've talked about this in our TikTok episode. I am so like trained with that not interested button that like if I pop up and realize this is something that's like not in my foray, that I'm just like, don't show me this anymore.
Yeah.
And that to say, it's like I don't use social media very much, so like my tolerance is so much lower, where it's like, then I use Facebook Marketplace sometimes, so when I do pop it open and I'm like barraged by like Facebook and its timeline, where like that to say most of it is just like people that I went to high school with, and it's like babies. I just like don't have time / like the first post that's like, oh, that's brain rot, like I'm at this is why I don't get on here, like that's kind of like my reaction, versus like I've started to kind of use Instagram a little bit more, but I don't touch the explore page. Like I am just like on there and like looking at people that I follow, although Instagram also does this thing, like even that's not as safe, because Instagram now just like has
they've
like recommend, it's like a for you page, it's like kind of a for you page, but like there's a following page, but it's like then it's just like every once in a while it's like I don't follow, like whatever. So I'm just so disconnected from, no, I won't even say disconnected, I just don't participate in social media very much, like at all, and my threshold of tolerance is just so low. Because like for example, so like this is kind of different because it's not like brain rot, it's just like shit that is not anything I'm interested in. There's like on TikTok literally today, and one post comes up and it's just like white young MAGA evangelical like little girls that are just like, spread love, I love you, and President Trump loves you, and like let's all like Bible quotes, and like the first one popped up, and you know that like to comment ratio was like 200 likes and then like 3,000 comments, and it was like all being like, girl, get the fuck out of here. So it was like I could tell that something had gone awry in the like this wasn't a me thing, that like something had gone awry in the algorithm, that this had just like shown up wrong. But yeah, so that to say, like the first one happened and I could deduce like, okay, this wasn't a me thing. Saw the like they're one of the like photo carousels, so it's like I'm getting to like the third slide and I'm like, what's going on here? This isn't like satire or anything. Open the comments and I'm like, oh, okay, I understand, scroll on. And then I'm like going about my business, and then like a few more scrolls later, like the same thing. It was a completely different person, but like the same thing, and like same song and dance, where it's like very few likes, a lot of comments. I look at the comments, it's like, yeah, people busting this girl apart. And then this time I'm like, not interested. Like, what the fuck is going on with these girls? Like, what is going on with these videos? I don't want to see them. And I have a feeling a lot of these other people don't want to see these. So, like, what's going on?
Yeah.
How many of those people are also using the not interested button? Like, obviously the algorithm went wrong somewhere. Obviously it's not your fault that it showed up. But, like, use it.
No, literally use it. And I've started using it more. But I would suspect probably not a lot of people use the do not interested button. Which is, like... Again, that's why it's there. And I think TikTok is banking on the fact that you're not using it, because that's how it casts such a wide net. And that's
I wouldn't be surprised if it goes away someday. Like, especially with the, like, and yeah, we're talking about TikTok again. I use it a little bit more. Like, yeah, I do. I have been using it more. That's not to say my disdain for it has grown any smaller. I still think it's stupid. I can't believe it's around for another 75 more days. Like, this is just going to go on for another 4 years. And, like, I know it. It's going to, like, possibly go away. And then right at the last minute, because it was, like, on the day of. It's like, extension. It's like, that's not how shit works.
Yeah.
Like, you knew that you were going to extend it long before the day came and went. Like,
yeah, no, literally. No.
So anyway, I guess I just had to say that because, like, yeah, I have been using TikTok. I've been like getting on it a little bit more. I've also been been making stupid little TikToks more, which I haven't done.
Which I've seen and I've liked
since like 2022, and I forgot how fun and stupid it is. It's like I like a good visual shit post. Like I think I forgot how much fun it was to do that. And
which
just,
I think that's at the core, and that's the ethos of TikTok. That's what it should be, and that's. Like, and this is my beef with TikTok now is like every other, I mean, this is not a common, or this is not an uncommon critique or a sentiment. And I know that everyone's going to be like, oh, no, duh. But like there needs to be a crackdown on the like limit on how many fucking ads and shop posts that I get on my fucking For You page, because
it's ridiculous.
I'll be scrolling and it'll be like either I'll search something or like I'll search something relating to like crumble cookie or like candy or whatever the topic is, and then it'll be like, you know, random video from random user that's like kind of relevant to what I'm needing to be like looking for, And then next post is like a partnership or an ad, and then next video is another shop ad, and then the next video is like a sponsored ad, and then the next video is like another video that's like kind of relevant, and then that's just like the cycle over and over and over again. And then the hack that I found is, instead of just going to like all, because if you go to the top, there's like the tabs of like all, like users, videos, shop, or whatever. Just go to videos, and that'll filter out that you won't get any shop.
That's smart.
So that's what I found, but still, like, you sometimes will get like a sponsored whatever in there. But it's just so annoying, because I'm like, I'm not like I've used TikTok Shop a couple times, because there's like a couple products on there that like I haven't found anywhere else. And like that's just, but like ever since I've like, you'll search on TikTok Shop for one thing, and then that's all your For You page becomes.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, like I get you're trying to sell me something, but like I'm not going to buy this right now. Like it's so, like, it's just so hyper capitalist and annoying that like I'm just like, can you just take a breath? Like, please. Like, I get that's what you need to do or whatever, but you don't need to do it, and I'm not gonna take the bait. Like, just please stop. Just please stop.
Stop
you
it.
know, that's,
Get some help.
it's not as simple as that, but it should be.
No, I agree.
IMO. So yeah, like I just, and another thing, like, it's not just like benign, like like I use the example of the food truck cooking video, or the food truck video that was like that's what prompted me to put on the like Google Drive. But there are just so many other videos, and I see like people in our generation being like, yeah, sometimes I like fall for those like AI like cat videos, and I'm like, you're fucking joking, right? Like, you have to be kidding. Like, there's no way that you believe, even for a split second, that a cat is doing crochet. Like, let's be honest with ourselves for just 2 seconds. Like, come on, like, use your neural pathways. Like, just oh my god, like, it actually like it gets me tense and heated, because like, are you serious? Like, this is what big AI wants. This is what ChatGPT wants. Like, this is what Mark Zuckerberg wants. They want us to be dumb. They want us to be dumb as fuck, so that we keep falling for these weird fucking, and this is how weird like services and products like deepfake porn comes into play too, because like, how are we, like, they are counting services that offer deepfake and deepfake porn are counting on the consumer's ability not to be able to discern that from like real life. So like, you as a human being, you need to sit with your humanness well enough, and you need to practice your humanness well enough to be able to discern between AI and human generated content, because it's like, it's sad that is a skill nowadays. It's not just boomers. It's not just Gen X.
No, but it's something that you have, like, yeah, I definitely understand what you're saying of that, like, it's not, this isn't to shame anybody that does fall for AI stuff. Like, you fall for AI stuff, but, or like, yeah, it's not impossible to fall for AI stuff, but as somebody in our generation, you should be interacting with the internet vigilantly.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't be, like, yeah, there's the conversation of boomers, but like, if you've been on the internet for any modicum of time with a young and like with a young perspective, then you should be able to discern not necessarily every single piece of media that like it's AI or not, but have the skill to try and discern whether or not it is. Don't just see something that's outrageous or outlandish or like makes you go like, what the like,
yeah,
then take a second look and be like, okay, is this AI? Is this AI in any way? Even if it's like a real video, like, where did this come from? Like, you act and interact with the internet vigilantly, and if you don't do that, then that's where I'm just like, you're fucking stupid and I don't respect you as you're out here on this platform. But like, yeah. And I was gonna say, I'll relate it to even just the idea of like, I see this because the like OSU subreddit will like pop up, and this is going to be foggy, but just like relating to what we're talking about, there was some like artistic contest for like a t-shirt or something, but I don't know what it was, but then like the design ended up being AI.
Yeah.
And then like these people on the subreddit were saying that they were like reaching out to admin, and they're like, sorry, we can't prove that it's AI, so we still have to give it to them. And it's like,
what do you mean?
I think if you asked anybody or like looked for 5 seconds, you could tell. And so like saying that you can't prove it is such a cop out, because then it's like, so you can't prove that the reason why I got my degree was from AI, so we still give you my degree. Like,
right, which they actively expel people for doing.
So it's just like you want to have your cake and eat it too with AI, of like trying to punish people for like the idea of using it, when whether or not it even happens, that's a whole other can of worms. But then use it for, then I can't remember, but I think it was like a cash prize. Like the person that like did it got some, I don't know if it was a cash prize, some sort of reward for doing it. It wasn't just like, oh, fun and games, which even still, even if it was that, it would still be shitty. But it's like they got some sort of reward. Whoever put the prompt into AI, maybe, hopefully, possibly photoshopped it a little bit and then added it, like submitted it as their own piece of art.
It's just evil. That's
so
evil.
Up.
That's evil. AI art is just not. That's just the antithesis of art. Like art is by definition, like you have to be a human being to be able to understand it, and like. Art only is art if there's human intervention involved.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And like, yeah, there's no, you can't just sit at your computer, enter in a prompt and be like, that's art. Like that, no, that's just ones and zeros, babe. Like, you know what I mean?
Because then if you take a second to critically think, and this is like going back to what I'm saying, like I hate people that use ChatGPT as Google. Whatever you want to tell yourself of like, if you do that, it is literally making you stupider, because all it's doing is taking out the few steps. Sometimes it's a few steps, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
The few steps to Google something, verify its source, and then make like those two things is like find something, make sure it's a credible source, and then read.
Yeah.
That's what ChatGPT is doing, but it's not making you have no sort of idea if it's a credible source or not. It's just spitting out an answer to you, like Google. Whereas if you Google an answer, it could come up with a bunch of stupid replies, but you can disregard and find the actual thing that you need. Yeah. Whereas ChatGPT is just vomiting up the first thing that it thinks of.
Yeah, and even if you like ask it to give you a source, it's gonna. I learned this, or I didn't learn this, but like we dive into this in one of our classes, where it can hallucinate sources. So like you'll be like, give me a study on XYZ and provide your sources down below, and it'll do that. But if you like check into the sources, they mean nothing. Like they're not actually what they claim to be. So exactly. It's like it's just leading you astray in so many different ways that it's like if you use it, it's so obvious that you use it, and it's just you're not going to get the results that you so desperately want to get when you like open up ChatGPT and like enter in whatever prompt.
Yeah.
And also it's like to the OSU Reddit thing, there was another thing. It might be the same thing, but I think the College of Liberal Arts did like they did like the Studio Ghibli like trend thing where you like this is what it would look like, OSU would look like if it was in Studio Ghibli art style. And it's like that was I saw like the president of the liberal arts college like come on, it was either on TikTok or on Reddit itself, and was like, yeah, like we used AI, like we apologize, we took the post down, but like that won't happen again. And it's like,
that's no.
In the sense like the trend itself is just dumb. Like you shouldn't have engaged in that trend in the first place. You should have maybe like, if you wanted to like actually explore that trend, you should have like hired a student, like an artist.
Exactly.
To, like
liberal arts college.
There are like, so many students who would have been totally down to do that.
Yeah, that is a
very
I think
talented
that is separate.
Students.
That is different, but I did see that, and just such like a good tangible example of like they're using it to get rid of the humanity. A fucking liberal arts college was like, we're going to use AI to create an image of our campus
Yeah.
from a robot instead of using one of the many artists at our disposal.
Yeah.
Like, you're even a college. You have the excuse it would have been shitty if you didn't. That you didn't even have to pay anybody. Like, that's literally, again,
Right.
shitty if you didn't pay them. But, like,
Right.
scraping the bottom of, like, they could have still used a human because you're on a college, a liberal arts college
Yeah.
campus. And they're like, robot. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
robot. Like,
Because it's a trend. Like, everyone else has done it like that. And it's like,
think critically for 1 second.
yeah.
Like,
If you're the president, like, you
Yeah.
are supposed to be better than in
Yeah.
theory. You know what I mean? So that just rubbed me the wrong way because, like, what the hell? So, yeah. Fuck AI, fuck ChatGPT, fuck all of those different services, and just write your essays. Just read a book.
Stop using
a book.
AI. Just stop using AI.
Go to the library. you
And
know?
like, just stop. Any reason that you would have to use AI
Practice
is
a typing
probably
course.
shitty and probably stupid.
Practice your cursive. That goes into, maybe this is 6 months in, but like another in for 2025. Cursive handwriting. You know,
Cursive is so cunt.
I love cursive hand. I have like sporadically over the years just like practiced my cursive alphabet because why the hell not? Who's gonna stop me?
Yeah.
I have no reason to, and my signature sucks fucking ass. Like, it's so bad, but it's
I don't
literally
even
just
have
like
a signature.
a scribble.
I
But
just do an S and a P.
which is kind of cunt, honestly. That's like, I would like, if you were a musician, I'd be like, sign my vinyl, because I'd be like, that's kind of cool. But no, like, learn how to be a human being.
Yeah.
You know, act as if we were in 1950, minus the racism and segregation and homophobia. You know, that would be kind of cool. That would be kind of cunt. But
Yeah.
that's just one person's opinion. So
Two.
people's opinions.
So yeah.
Oh yeah.
Anyway. Okay, we have a question from one of you. And this, we've gotten one question before, which was Gaga. Appreciate it. I think that was our friend Spencer.
Thanks, Spencer.
Yeah. But that one was just because know them.
Yeah.
But we can verify that this is completely anonymous because when we were looking at it, it does not say who it is whatsoever. So if you submit anything to either of our forums,
This will be completely.
I
we
have
won't
no.
know.
So this is me like anonymously thanking whoever it was. If you did want to be known, so I guess this is also a warning of if you do want to know and you do want to put your name, like make sure you put it like in your question somewhere because it doesn't say. So
Yeah.
anyway, the question that we got was, what is a red flag you really could not give a fuck about? Like, whatever, I'll look past it, is what I assume the tone of that question was.
That's a great like reenactment because I'm sure that's what it sounded like in their head when they were asking. Yeah. You really couldn't give a fuck about. Like, whatever. I'll look past it. I'm gonna let you go first because I'm struggling on this one. I really don't know.
So that's the thing is that's what I'll get into is that I don't think you necessarily intended this to be a nuanced question, but it is a pretty nuanced question.
That's a great question
Because it's like something that I would count as a red flag isn't necessarily something you would count as a red flag. Like, and I can accept that there will be some like universal, like if they're misogynistic or racist, like these moral quandaries that are just like a universal red flag.
Like immediate no.
Yeah, exactly. Even those aren't necessarily red flags to somebody else. Like, hopefully no one that views this podcast but like
Right.
just in the general scheme of like there is really no universal like red flag that's like, oh, if anyone other than like maybe a murderer. But even like
But even then, people
so
write
people
letters
are
to
fucked
murderers
up.
in
People are
prison.
fucked up. So that to say really nothing. Really nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it also just kind of highlights that like even in then zooming it back in a little bit for stuff that seems to be universal, there's also a spectrum. So then you think about something like, oh, a red flag like misogyny is like, oh, is it him saying he hates women and is like an alpha male? Or is it him saying something like he wouldn't want a woman doctor? Like, there's like little
Right.
things that you're like, okay, which are both very misogynistic, but I'm just saying it's like
Yeah.
a woman that would feel, or I won't say a woman, somebody that feels one way about like, oh, very brazenly misogynistic would not necessarily feel the same way if they're like more subtly misogynistic. Like,
Yeah.
so all this yapping is me just kind of trying to elaborate that this is like a more nuanced question than just like, oh, I could overlook something, because then something that I'm saying I'm overlooking, somebody could be like, oh, well, that wouldn't even be a red flag to me. So all that to say, my answer to this question is something that's like what I would contend is kind of a universal, but like a very lukewarm, I'm not trying to act like this is like a blaring red flag, is that like I could probably overlook vanity as like a red flag if somebody's like super invested with how they look or just like kind of vain. It probably wouldn't strike me as like, oh, okay, like I shut this down. Like it'd be, and again, a spectrum though, because if it was like they were vain to any sort of like morally ambiguous degree or put vanity or like how they look over certain things, then that'd be a problem. But if they're just like in general vain or just like in general kind of really care about how they look, then that wouldn't necessarily turn me off.
Yeah.
So
I think, oh man, I'm like so picky to the point where it's like that's kind of a red flag normally. Like my red flag is that I'm too picky. And so it's so hard for me to like actually think about this. I'm still like, I still don't know. I think,
see, I guess that's fair, because let me also say that this for me is all a fun hypothetical situation because I'm in a committed relationship.
Because when I'm thinking about this, like I'm like, okay, if I were to go on a date with someone,
exactly,
there are so many things that like, okay, I'm trying to put myself in the position of like, what's the last like situationship or relationship that I was in that like lasted more than a couple dates, and that was with Redacted. And looking back, what did I look over that was definitely a red flag that I maybe should have, like, that I didn't care about, was I guess the lack of communication. Like just the like the communicate, like he never like was always, I guess if I were to sum it up and boil it down to someone who's always busy with their job.
yes,
Like I would,
you could overlook that
in the beginning, because that's what I did.
Yeah.
I overlooked that, and that's what ended up being the downfall of the
That's
relationship.
fair.
You know what I mean?
But is that something that you think you could like overlook again?
No.
So
And that's what I'm saying is like moving forward after anything that happens like that, I'm like, so many like little things become red flags that I'm like, okay, I don't think I want to go on another date with you.
no, that's very valid, because that's the thing is, so yeah, that's what I was going to say too, is that I think this is a lot easier and more of a hypothetical situation, because it's different if I've been in a relationship for 4 years and then that person starts like switching up, then it's like very easy to clock of like, oh, what the fuck is going on? Like you said something that's like has not been said in the last 4 years. Like stuff like that is easier to be like, oh, what's going on? Versus meeting somebody for the first time and being kind of like not like hypersensitive, that feels like kind of a negative connotation, but just like more hyper aware of like, oh, things that don't mesh with who I am. Versus
and let me sum it up as in like, I get the ick really bad, like super quickly, super easily, and I think that's clouding my judgment here, because last boy I dated, I got the ick from, and maybe this isn't like
say it.
He took a shit in one of my friend's apartments, and I could like just smell it, and I was like, no, like I'm sorry, absolutely not, and like that's a big no for me.
That's scandalous.
Yeah, like I like everybody poops, like whatever, but like I'm bringing a thing of poopery with me. I'm asking if they have incense. I'm asking if they have a match. I'm not.
You are?
I'm not. Yes, I'm going. I'm not even going to the.
No, I'm not either. I can't.
I'm not doing that.
I don't do that anywhere.
And mind you, he just met this person. So I was like, that's bold. And like, you're a big man. So like, that's just like kind of crazy that you would even like assume that you could just do like so things like
Crazy that they could. Crazy that they assumed they could use the bathroom.
No, actually, like just wait until
That's
we
wild.
get to the fucking theater.
But I definitely guess. I think I. I definitely feel you in the sense that I think what I'm hearing from you is that you're conscious of the fact that you're like picky. And that's like, it's not a bad thing to be picky, but like to answer a question of like, what's something you could overlook? It's like, not really much.
Not much. Not much. And I think that's my red flag.
And so that's the thing is that like picky's not necessarily negatively connotated, but again, on the spectrum of life that like, okay, there are some things that you're like, well,
because like, again, when I think about like living with someone long term, I'm like, if I have to smell their poops, like that's going to be hard. That's going to be really, I can barely smell my own. That's really hard. Like I literally have to like light a candle or light some incense.
That's so funny.
I can barely smell my own parts. Like I don't like that. I don't like it. I just don't.
Sometimes I forget how much of a gay man that you
I
are.
really am. Like when I burp, I'm silent. Like I'm like, excuse me.
You are not.
Well, in certain contexts.
Excuse me.
Sorry. Ooh,
Excuse me.
sorry. Oh, that was a big one.
No, that's so funny.
Yeah. I can tell you what I absolutely cannot look over, and that's not the question that was asked.
No, but
brush your goddamn teeth.
Oh my god.
Brush your teeth, floss your teeth, use mouthwash, use a tongue scraper. Like,
scrape your tongue. If you don't take anything else away from that, brush your teeth, scrape your tongue.
Start
small.
If I'm going in for a kiss, like, and you have bad breath, it's over. Like, how can you show? I've been on so many dates with guys who like I've kissed at the end, and I'm like, oh, I'm not going. Sorry. Like, I'm just, and it, like the date went really well, but like I thought about it after, and I'm like, no, like I can't see you again.
Yeah,
because the breath was just that bad. Like it's just, and maybe it's a problem. I'm not gonna bring it up to them. I'm not gonna Ariete there on you, but like it's just like I can't do it. Like I can't be there. I can't have that lingering on my lips. It's just a pet peeve of mine.
Yeah, no, like I said, I respect you being picky, and especially if you're like conscious about it. But then it's like, yeah.
I mean, people have people smells. It's not like a random thing, but like
yeah.
Wear deodorant, wear cologne, wash your body, wash your hair. Scalp smell, can't do scalp smell.
You're okay.
This is what I'm saying, and I know I'm self-aware. Like,
exactly. So that's the thing.
Like
but
I put
at the same
perfume
time,
and cologne in my hair when I go on a date.
But at the same time, I think, maybe subconsciously it's just because that's like you're not looking for like a long-term committed relationship right now.
No, mama.
So like you're kind of like stacking up that it's like, oh, if somebody out there happens to check all these boxes somehow, then maybe I'll give it a go. But like, I'm actually not that interested in being in a committed relationship. So this like,
a
very small sliver could.
The stakes are high.
Yeah.
The stakes are high. Like, yeah. So.
Yeah.
That's
so
how I would answer
thank
that.
you for sending in a question, and I send in more, please.
Please, no, I would
We want to
love
talk.
that.
Send in your tea. Send in your "Am I the assholes?" Like, let us know your work drama, your friend drama, your mama drama.
I would definitely like to help you guys figure out some tea and some drama.
That would be so much fun.
Yeah.
So please, please, please. I think this is on to our outro.
Yeah.
We have. So that was kind of a question, but this is our like closing question that then we want to put out to you. Say it in the comments. That's you typing.
Yeah.
Type it out. The question is something you're currently reading or learning about. So I'm currently reading I'm about to start the second book in the Keepers series.
Ooh.
Which is like a YA fantasy-ish. Really good. Pretty thick. Yeah. So I'm starting the second book. It's really good. I recommend it.
I'm currently reading, this is gonna sound so nerdy, but I'm reading a cookbook about bread. But it's like not just a cookbook.
Nerdy.
It's like it's anonymous. It's like it's about like bread technique, so it like goes really deep into like the history, and it talks about like how to make your own like starters for a bunch of different kinds of bread. It's on
That's
my
really cool.
table. It's flour, water, and salt.
That's really cool.
It is really cool. It's very interesting.
I love nonfiction. The older I've gotten, I mean, I've always loved nonfiction, but like the older I've gotten, I'm like, I could read nonfiction about anything. It doesn't just have to be history. It doesn't just have to be like animals. I'm like, I can read anything.
And this is a theory I saw on TikTok, but boys, men, read more fiction.
Ooh.
Boys need to read more fiction because it allows you to just like get yourself into a world that's not real and like develop empathy for things and creatures and people that aren't real, so you can then apply that to your real life. Because nonfiction's great. I love nonfiction. That's like my preferred like medium of reading, but I need to read more fiction. So that's just something that I need to throw
Also,
out
sorry,
there.
I think there's people out in the living room. So
Yeah, no, we
catch
have
any of
guests.
that audio. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
We're wrapping it up. Manifestation for the week. I haven't looked at the forecast, so this is me just like balls to the wall. I need it to be sunnier. I need it to start getting sunnier. I need some sunny days in the next coming weeks, in the coming days. So that's my manifestation. Just up to the ones up high. So.
No, that's so funny because separately and independently, that was also going to be my manifestation because I can't take it anymore. Like I'm sick and tired of the 50-degree weather and like cloudiness when the sun pokes out for like a couple minutes and then it's gone. Like,
I also manifest us planning a camping trip, so
that
has to happen. So
I'm manifesting going to the beach, either for camping or just to go to the beach.
Yes,
because I want to
beach
go to
trip.
the beach.
So manifestations check. Zooming through, I'm gonna take out. Last week I added. We're trying to do this like outro thing. I'm gonna take out the next week section because I never know what I'm gonna talk about. And I said this week. Ooh, I meant to say that at the top of the episode. I don't think I did. Sorry. I said we were gonna talk about Watcher this week. We had to kind of do a shorter episode this week.
Try again.
But Watcher episode soon. I don't know if it'll be next week because we do have some drag race to get into. Actually, no, we'll have some stuff, but don't know what we'll talk about next week, but it'll be something and it'll be fun.
Yeah.
And for our shout out, no one answered the question in the comments. No one did. So shout out to my grandma. And she's going to teach me how to crochet soon. So
that's cute.
She gets our shout out for today. Answer the question in the comment section.
In the comments. That's why it's
Answer what you're reading or learning about. If you're in school, if you're reading a book.
We'd love to know.
Or something you want to learn about. You know?
That's just as good.
Just leave something in the comments and we'll shout you out. Yay. So bingo, bango, bongo.
Yup.
And I think that's it.
It is. Thanks for tuning in. It's great to see y'all.
Yaplins. It's been so good.
Yeah.
Can't wait till we see you next time.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.